Prime Minister, this year's Independence keynote speaker is none other than Aliko Dangote, a well-known businessman from Africa. A timely selection given that Grenada continues to strengthen its relationship with Africa. This government, you, have prioritized fostering the relationship with Africa, looking to Africa as a trade partner, despite the fact that Grenada, and really the Caribbean as a whole, barely trades with Africa. What do you see as the key barriers to trade between our regions? And why is it so important for Grenada and the Caribbean to strengthen these ties?
Well, I think first historically, our ancestors are from Africa, in large part in the Caribbean. And they came here, obviously, forcibly. And it is their resistance and their resilience that, to a large extent, built many of our European colonizers. And the Caribbean, to a large extent, have become independent nations over the last 50 to 60 years. And despite that, we have not really pursued rekindling and, frankly, discovering our roots. And so I think just from a cultural and a heritage perspective, it's important for us to foster ties with the African continent. From a global perspective, I think we can all accept that black people anywhere in the world, including in Africa, are often the most downtrodden, the poorest, and the most taken advantage of. And that's the direct legacy of slavery and colonialization of the African continent and, frankly, the African diaspora, whether it's in North America, whether it's in South Central America and the Caribbean. So I think for black people to rise everywhere, that connectivity with Africa, and that ensuring that the economic ties and the trade ties and the people and cultural ties between Africa and its diaspora, wherever, is strengthened deliberately and intentionally. So I think that's the first point. But the second point is there's no question that Africa, from an economic perspective, is in a sense the next great continent that needs to rise, and it's begun to do so. And you see people like Mr. Dangote as a prime example of this. So it's important for us to ensure that when we talk about role models and we talk about setting examples, that we actually look to persons who've done so in Africa and who are respected in Africa and globally. And there's no better personality, in my mind, or success story than someone like Mr. Dangote. And despite that success, he's humble. He is very polite. And as you can see, he's full of wisdom, particularly for young people. And I think for us in the Caribbean, we need to highlight black role models that are successful globally so that we do not let the limitations of our size impact our ambition. So that's one of the key reasons. But purely on the economic front, we absolutely need to ensure that we can trade more with Africa. And that means from a logistical point of view, from air access, from sea access, and from looking at the things that we can get from Africa and the things that Africa can get from us. If we are trading with far places as China, there's absolutely no reason why we can foster trade with Africa, which is actually much closer. So for us, we think it's important to begin this sort of deliberate planning of our economic, social, political, geopolitical ties. And that's the reason for deliberately pursuing better and closer bilateral and multilateral relations with Africa, and particularly on the economic and social space as well.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Ring the notification bell. See you next time. God bless you. Until then, bye-bye.
Islands united as one, blessed with the strength to carry on. We're more than just that island in the sun. Tell the world